Hi everyone, my name is Merijn van Delft, and in this new in chess video, my guest is Raf Mesotten, who is the author of the very popular Chessable course, the Checkmate Patterns Manual. Now, this course is turned into a new in chess book as well recently, so I would like to ask Raf a few questions. Hi Raf.
Hi Marijn, thanks for having me.
So my first question would be, how can a player around 1850 be a successful chess author?
A good question. First of all, passion is often more important than knowledge, because those who are passionate are also willing to invest time in it. They persevere and they also radiate that passion more easily to the students. Second, the topic you choose has a major impact on the success or failure of a publication. In addition, other skills like creativity, for example, are in my opinion much more important than the chess knowledge or the chess rating itself. Those skills are responsible for also a big part of all the positive feedback I got. And last but not least, you also need a little bit of luck. I'm lucky that I discovered the Chessable platform, and as far as I know, Chessable is the only platform specialized in chess training who give untitled players like me the opportunity to publish commercial courses. Without Chessable, I would never have done it.
I think that's a great summary of the skills and factors that play a role apart from pure chess strength. So I can only agree. Mm, you said that the topic of your work had a big impact on the success. How did you get into checkmate patterns?
Yeah, exactly. I came across the free course Basic Checkmates by international master John Bartholomew on Chessable. John is one of the founders of Chessable, and he made that course to show everyone how easy it is really to create your own course. The course contained only 20 exercises or so, each with a different checkmate name. And at that time, this course was very popular because, of course, who doesn't like to checkmate their opponent? And that course gave me ideas because it met the most important requirements for writing a successful course. First, a fascinating theme that is doable for someone like me with my playing strength. And second, a theme that generates a lot of interest among a large target group. And John also provided, by the way, the book with videos afterwards. And thanks to his fan club, it really went viral from that moment on.
Right. And you also said that. So we were talking about other skills for a good chess author that are important. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Yeah, sure. I'm quite creative, and that creativity is a big plus when you have to decide, for example, what will the table of contents look like, or which chapters do you put together, which exercises do you select for a certain topic. So creativity is certainly a big plus. Second, I'm a perfectionist by nature, and also someone who can collect, process, and summarize large groups of information in a structured way. And to give you an example, I watched thousands of games online. I divided them into folders. I scored each of them on difficulty and originality, and only the most original exercises made it to the book. And that score for difficulty, I used it to rank the exercises in the course. After a while, I even changed the order of the exercises once again, based on Chessable statistics. And this way, the experience of increasing degree of difficulty is optimal for students.
Great.
Maybe a third thing to add here is the coaching skills. Coaching skills are also of a great importance, I think. A good coach can empathize with the interests and qualities and limitations of a student and also respond accordingly. I also make good use of that in this course, I think. I apparently know how to convey the content in such a way that on the one hand, beginners can follow what I'm saying, and on the other hand, players of my own strength or even stronger players can still remain fascinated.
That automatically brings me to the next question. Why do you think people like your course so much?
Well, while making this course, I started spotting checkmate patterns in my own games, and finding out in such a way that your course might have great potential was a fantastic experience. I've also heard this comment from students countless times. For example, from a parent of 5-year-old kids, 2 players with a strength of 2300 rating on Chess. And in addition, I'm also convinced that the layout of the book has contributed a lot to its success. For example, there are 30 learning chapters with a concise but clarifying piece of text in combination with a few sample diagrams. So not too much information, but just enough to get the concept. And that way you have the impression that you learn quickly. And to learn how to put this theory into practice, there are a few exercises of increasing level of difficulty per chapter. And while you are solving those exercises, you often get the confirmation that you have indeed learned something quickly. I sometimes, for example, hear that at the end of each learning chapter, people are very curious about the next. They want to read further. They cannot stop reading. And I think that's one of the most valuable compliments you can get as an author.
Now you've made me curious. So I was actually hoping you can show us a few positions.
Yeah, sure. I selected 4 examples for this. First, we learn about Morphes mate. Morphes mate is with a rook and a bishop that work together to checkmate the enemy king. It goes like this. You give check with the rook, only one possible move. Now don't go back, because black can block with the pawn. So what you have to do is, after black plays this, you capture that pawn. There's a discover check. The king steps aside. You give check again. King has to go back to the corner again. And it doesn't matter where you place the rook on this file, you will checkmate the king. Of course, black can block, but this is checkmate. It's called Morphes mate. A bishop giving mate, and the rook restricting the king from moving, and the pawn of black blocking his own king, of course. So this is the first example of Morphes mate. And now let's put this into practice in a real game. And for this, I selected the game between Leif Hogard and Leslie Leo. Let's see how it goes. This is the position. Black attacks the queen, and we are white, we have to play. Of course, we saw the Morphes mate a few moments ago, so you have to go for that. And that's actually the solution. Somehow you have to bring the rook to g7, and then it will be checkmate automatically. And the move to do it is rook to d7. You give a discover check with the queen. Queen has to be taken, and then you do the Morphes mate. You give check, king steps aside, you capture the bishop, discover check, like this. The rook can interfere, but it doesn't matter, it's checkmate in the end, and it's Morphes mate. Okay, the reason why I put Morphes mate in the example is because, in this video, is because I want to show the difference and the similarities with Pillsbury's mate. You can see here it's very similar. A lot of pieces are the same, but the most important thing here is that the bishop is under attack. And there's also a second rook that we need to checkmate the opponent. If we attempt Morphes mate here, it will not work. Why not? This is the discover check, like in Morphes mate, but we lose the bishop and the game.
So this time around we need to be smarter, right?
You have to be smarter, and you can be smarter here because you have a second rook to play with. What can we do? You can check the king, and then double check. This is the crucial move in Pillsbury's mate. You give check with the rook and the bishop. King has only one move to make. That's taking the rook. And now the second rook comes into play. You checkmate the king like this. And no pieces of black can prevent this. So it's checkmate. This is Pillsbury's mate, and now let's put this into practice. I selected a game from Adolf Andersen and Bertolt Süle. Let's see. Yes, here you can see that black attacks our bishop. So don't think about Morphes' mate, but think about Pillsbury's mate. White played rook to g1 to threaten checkmate on g7. Black thought he could defend this by playing the knight to e8, protecting g7. But white has this brilliant move, and this is only possible because of Pillsbury's mate. Sacrificing the queen, only one legal move, that's taking the queen. You give check, king steps aside. Don't go for Morphes' mate because your bishop is under attack. So you give the double check here, like we saw in the example. King has to take, and your second rook comes into play and delivers checkmate. Yes, the queen can interfere a bit, but this is checkmate. The rook gives checkmate, and the bishop prevents the king from escaping to h8.
I really like how the second pattern builds up on the first pattern, and that I think nicely illustrates the systematic approach you took in the book.
Exactly.
Really well done. I'm impressed, and I'd like to thank you for your time, Raf, and to wish you the best of luck with both the course and the book.
Thanks, Brian. Bye all.